Hi, this is Morag from Academic Skills. In this short video, we're going to look at how to write an executive summary. First, as with all writing tasks, we need to think about the audience, or who will read it, and the aim. In a professional context, people are often busy and don't have time to read a full report or attend a presentation. They read the executive summary to get a quick overview, to evaluate the quality of the report, or even to make a decision. For these reasons, executive summaries must be standalone documents. In other words, they aim to provide a complete and concise summary of all sections within a report. An executive summary reflects the structure of the report and generally provides background about the issue being investigated, the aim, the method of analysis, the major findings, any recommendations, and sometimes limitations. The length of an executive summary can vary, so it's always best to check your brief to find out how concise you need to be. Let's take a look at a sample executive summary. Pause the video now, read the text, and identify each of the sections below. Here we can see the context. Keep this to a minimum. Only tell your reader what they need to know to understand the rationale for the investigation. Next, the method, an analysis of revenue processes. Note the use of the phrase "this report," followed by the verb analyses. This signposting language helps to tell your reader that the aim will be next. As expected, here's the aim. Make sure that it's expressed as clearly and precisely as possible. After the aim, we can see the findings. Notice how specific they are. Remember, this isn't an introduction. You need to tell your reader explicitly what you found out. Last, we have the recommendations. These are also very specific and relate directly to the findings. This executive summary doesn't address limitations. Limitations help the reader to understand the validity and reliability of the information. For example, they might state that the analysis was based on limited data or that the recommendations are subject to economic or political factors. Hopefully this example has given you a good idea of the nature of executive summaries, and you've noticed that after reading this, you would know exactly what the report would contain. So let's sum up with some tips for writing executive summaries. Write it last. It's a summary of the whole report, so you can't write it until you know what you've said. Treat it like a standalone document. It needs to make sense to someone who hasn't read the report and may not ever read it. Make sure it's useful. A good test is to consider if it contains all of the information the reader would need to make a decision. Finally, be concise. Remember, you're writing for a busy audience. Make your point clearly and quickly. Good luck with writing your executive summaries. For more tips and advice, to register for workshops or events, or to find out what's happening in academic skills, visit our website.